Welcome back. This is lesson 9.4, using properties of rectangles and triangles. This lesson is part of Math 020 Pre-Algebra course taught at St. Louis Community College. This recording is completed by Dr. Victoria Shearing. In this lesson, we are going to define perimeter and the area, and then we will use the perimeter and we will use our definitions in our new formulas to find perimeter and area of various figures. Let's go ahead and get started. We are going to start with a review of units of measure, how we can measure the length, the area, and the volume. Those are the three concepts. So when we measure something when we measure a length of something, it's one dimension. You take the tape measure and you go from left to right and find the length of something, length of the side, length of the table, and so forth. So that's what the first figure represents, just the linear measurement of length. When we talk about the area is measured by the space included within the figure. So if we have a little square that has 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter sides, that means the area included within this little square is 1 square centimeter. Okay, that's our basic unit, 1 square centimeter. If our square have 1 inch of a side, we would say that the area included within our square, with the sides measuring of 1 inch only, is 1 square inch. So for the length measure, we just use inches and we count them on the tape measure. For the area, we would be, because we are talking about the space contained within the figure, we are using square units, and be it square centimeter, square inch, or square anything, as long as it is a square unit. And then when we add one more dimension, so here we would have in our squares, we had length and width. But when we have one more dimension, which is how deep our figure is, which is the third, the little cube here, 3D, that means we are going to be measuring the volume that is included within the 3D figure. And then our units will be elevated to the cubic units. All right. So again, regular units indicate we're just measuring the side. Square units indicating that we are measuring area within a two-dimensional figure. And the cubic units indicate that we are measuring a volume that is included inside a 3D figure. Okay. So to find, let's see. In example 1, we need to determine whether you would measure each item using linear, square, or cubic units. Okay, so part of A, so example number 1A, length of the dental floss. So dental floss only has one unit of measure, which is going to be linear. Speaking about length. So it's kind of like a dental floss. So how long? We'll just go into get a tape measure and measure it. Capacity of a truck trailer. So if we're talking about the truck trailer, think about it, this big container that's on the back of the truck. So if we're talking about the capacity of it, how much we can fill it in, this would be cubic, because we're going to be filling in by length and width and the height. So lots of things that could be stuck in there. And then floor space on the bathroom tile. So if you were to redo your bathroom, you need to know what the area that you're covering. So when you buy in your tile, you need to know how much area that tile can cover. So that would be square. All right. To find the perimeter or area. So perimeter. Perimeter is the measure of a distance around the figure. So to find the perimeter, you just add all sides. So that means add all sides. Okay. And then the area is a measure of the surface covered by a figure. So that area is the surface that is included within that figure. So we are going to multiply sides. So usually length times width if we're talking about a rectangle. All right. So knowing, so those are the two basic definitions for perimeter. Think about like literally walking around your figure and counting how many sides you have and how long they are. So you're going to be adding the length of all sides. And for the area you're going to find the length of your sides, and then you're going to multiply them. Okay. So let's look at example number 2. Find the perimeter and area in each figure. Assume that each side is 1 centimeter. All right, so to find the perimeter, I need to add all sides. And then I know that each little square is 1. So I will have 3 on top. I will have 3 centimeters on the side. I will have 3 on the bottom and 3 on the other side. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 will give me 12. Right? So that's how you find the perimeter. Literally just take your pencil and walk around your figure, counting what you have. Okay, so that's perimeter. Now the area, because each square is 1 by 1, I'm going to work on this square right here. So I have 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. So the area of this one is going to be 1 centimeter squared. Right? And there's 9 of them, so the area equals 9 centimeters squared. Okay? Once I found the area of one, there's 9 of those squares, so it's 9 centimeters square. Okay? So let's take it to part B, which the figure is irregular. So I'm just going to count for perimeter. I'm just going to count all my ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So perimeter is 10 centimeters because as I walk around, each side is 1. So all I have to do is just count that side. All right. So 10 centimeters for your perimeter. For the area, I need to find the area of one square, and then there's 4 of them, so I can add them together. So this is 1 centimeter squared because 1 times 1 is 1, and I have 4 centimeters squared because I have 4 of them. Squared, 1 centimeter squared, 1 centimeter squared. I add them all together to get 4. Okay. So now remembering that perimeter is meaning add all sides, and the area equals length times width for the rectangle for now. All right, so in example 3, so let's go ahead and not worry about the area for now. So we are going to add, we're going to find the perimeter of each of the following. Okay, so here we have an irregular shaped figure, looks like a little paper airplane. We have each side, so to find the perimeter, you're just going to add all the sides together. So start with a 3.5 plus 6 plus 7.5 plus 4. So I have 10 plus 11, perimeter equals 21 feet. Right, so all you're doing is just walking around your figure, grabbing the length of the sides and adding them all together. Okay, so part B, so a little bit more numbers. So I have 0.6 plus 0.5 plus 0.4 plus 1 plus 0.3. Okay, so I have 2.8. Perimeter equals 2.8, and that was measured in kilometers. Right? So part C. All right. So here we have a rectangle. We only given two sides, but in a rectangle, the sides opposite of each other equal. So if you have the 4-inch on top, you have 4-inch on the bottom, and you have 10 inches and then 10 inches here. All right. So here for the rectangle, we add them all together. Perimeter equals 4 plus 10 plus 4 plus 10. So we will have perimeter equals 28 inches. Okay. Part D. Here we have a triangle. We need to find a perimeter around this triangle. Take a look at your units. You have 18 inches, you have 1.7 feet, and you have 23 inches. So before I start adding the sides, I need to convert 1.7 feet into inches. So I'm going to convert 1.7 feet. All right, so feet, inches. So let's double check what we have. I have 1 foot, 12 inches. So I'm going to use that. 1 foot, 12 inches. So now I just need to multiply 1.7 times 12. 20.4. So instead of 1.7 feet, it is 20.4 inches. Right? Once we have all the same units, now we can find the perimeter. So 18 plus 23 plus 20.4. Okay, so we have 30, 41, 61.4. All right, so be very careful when you look at your units. Here we have to convert one to make them all the same. So the next one, part E, has all the same units, but we have some missing sides. Okay, so to find the side right here, I know it is the same, so I need to take 38 from 136, because I know that this part right here, this entire side looks like it's a rectangle, so it looks like the whole length of the side opposite, that what we're looking for, let's call it X, is 136, and then we know that the little part that we already have here is 138. So X equals 136 minus 38. All right, so that would be 98. Then we're going to do the same with the Y. Okay, for the Y, okay, Y equals. So for the Y, I have the total length is 200, but I already know that the missing part is 142, not the missing part, but the part beyond the Y is 142 yards. So the missing part would be 200 minus 142, which would be 58 yards. Now I'm ready to do the perimeter. So add all these numbers. 200 plus 136 plus 142 plus X was 98 plus 38. Okay, and then the Y was 58. So let's see, we need how many segments? We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 segments. We got 6 segments. So we have 400 plus 136 times 2. All right, so we have 672 yards for our perimeter. All right, so again, remember that the perimeter is all the sides added together. So now in this example, knowing that if the perimeter of the figure is 547 centimeters, find the missing length. So we know that when we add all these numbers together, we have 547. So let's go ahead and add 139. So add the sides that we know. So 139 plus 201 plus 87. Okay, so that would be 340 plus 87, 427. So let me just double check. 139 plus 201 plus 87. 427. All right, so I have these 3 sides right here. 427. The total is 547. So to find the missing side, x equals 547, my perimeter, the total, subtract 427, and I will have 120. The perimeter of an equilateral triangle is 42 miles. Equilateral means all sides are equal. All sides are the same. So, and it's 42 miles. So all I need to do is divide this 42 miles divided by 3, because every side of that triangle, so here's my triangle, and they're all equal to each other. And when you add x, x, and x, so when you add those 3, you have 42. So that means 3x equals 42, and x equals 14. Okay. Find the length of the rectangle with the perimeter 20.2 yards and the width of 7.8 yards. So let's go ahead and draw that. Here's my rectangle. The width is 7.8, but it is the rectangle, so there's going to be 2 of them. And then you have, these ones are missing. Together, when you add them together, you're going to have 20.2 yards. All right, so we can set up the equation. We have 2x. When we add them together, x plus x. You know what, let me go the one way. So, and then we'll simplify that. So we'll have 7.8 plus x plus 7.8 plus x equals 20.2. Well, 7.8 plus 7.8, that's a number. So we can add that together. That would be 15.6. And then x plus x gives you 15.6. X plus x is 2x equals 20.2. Okay, we're going to subtract 15.6 from both sides. To get 4.6, so we have 2x equals 4.6, and then divide by 2. We'll have x equals 2.3. So if your perimeter is 20.2 yards, and the width is 7.8 yards of your rectangle, that means your length is 2.3 yards. Okay. So the last concept that we are going to look at is the area. We only have a couple of problems to solve here. So the area has its own two formulas that we need to remember. So first, we're going to find the area of the rectangle. Actually, you know what? Let me do that. So if you have a rectangle, area equals length times width. If you have a triangle, area is 1/2 of length times width. Because if you can imagine the triangle, half the time you can actually finish to make it a rectangle. So triangle is only half of that. And actually this would not be length times width, this would be base times height. Base times height, which corresponds to length and width, kind of. Okay, so those are the two formulas that we need to use here. So find the area of the following. We clearly looking at a rectangle here. So this is a rectangle, so we're going to use the first formula, area equals length times width. So here's my length, here's my width. All right, so the area equals 4 times 10. Area equals 40 inches squared. This is going to be very important. Please remember your units. Area is always measured in squared units. Perimeter is measured in regular units. Okay. So next one is a square, which each side equals to 9 feet. Square is a special rectangle where all your sides are equal to each other, so each side is 9 feet. So again, area is going to be 9 times 9, length times width. So it is going to be 81 feet squared. We have our two triangles, all right? So I'm going to rewrite the area of the triangle is 1/2 base times height, okay? Base is what you have on the bottom. Let me highlight the base. Okay, this is your base, and then this would be your height. Okay, so we're not even going to look at the 8.6 and 8.4. We only need two numbers, which is 4.2 and 9.2, okay, in this one. So area is 1/2 base times height. Area is 1/2 times 9.2 times 4.2. All right, so you can convert 1/2 to 0.2, 0.5, 0.5 times 9.2 times 4.2. So multiply those numbers. 9.2 times 4.2, 19.32. So area of this rectangle is 19.32. Let's look at the units. We were measuring in meters, and they're going to be meters squared. Okay. I think it's our last problem. You have another triangle. So you need to find the base and the height. Base is, here's your base right here. Here's your height right here. All right. So this is your base. This is your height. All right. So here we are. Area is 1/2 times base, which is 8, times height, which is 6. So 8 times 6 is 48. 1/2 of 48 is 24. So area equals 24. The units are miles squared. And that concludes our lessons. And that thank you for watching, and good luck on the homework.